Schools are the bedrock of qualitative education and sports development. The structured and strategic calendar of schools allow administrators to engage the children in extracurricular activities where their energy can be maximized to the optimum level.
Forward, forward, outside. Next one. Forward, forward. Up. Only with 1 foot, not 2. That's not what I'm saying. Who are you waiting for? The most important thing is that it's a team. Green is a team. Red is what? So you have to play together. When the green have the ball, you have to run to get it from them and then keep it to yourself and play. Yes. Okay, let's play.
Nigeria's first appearance at the Olympics was 1957 in Helsinki, Finland. But the country did not achieve success until the golden era of the 1980s, when education was used as a tool to nurture athletes such as Innocent Egbunike, Marion Yali, Beatrice Utondo, Chidi Imo, Henry Amike, and others to podium finish. The early success of the late 60s, engineered by Dr. Awuture Leia, the doyen of physical education and sports in Nigeria, was built on the bedrock of school sports. Fortunately, subsequent sports administrators did not take a cue from the astute sports icon, a situation that has brought general decay to Nigerian sports. Recently, Great Britain used the structured school sports program to record their best Olympic performance at the 2012 London Olympics. Due to FIFA's development program, the late 70s saw the emergence of underage football. Nigeria has been a dominant force in Africa and at the global stage, winning the first FIFA Under-16 championship in China. This was followed up by another Nigerian victory in 1993 as Nwankwo Kanu led Festus Udini, Celestine Babayaro and others to win the FIFA Under-17 championship in Japan, while coach Yomi Tella also led Chrysanthus Macaulay, Delia Jiboye and others to the title in 2002. However, all the victories have been trailed with the controversy of age falsification by Nigerian coaches and administrators, a canker one that has not been nipped in the bud due to negligence of school sports and insincerity. Today, the system thrives on fraud. Coaches prefer to use players who are already adults for youth competitions. As a result of this, secondary school pupils and school sports in the country continue to rot away. The Principal's Cup, which used to be a major football competition among secondary schools in Lagos, has lost its attraction, with most schools presenting teams that comprise overage players drawn from professional football clubs instead of the classroom. Over the years, fraudulent agents have evolved in the name of football academies, where they extort money from desperate parents who want to support their children to play football.
The problem is actually hydra-headed. But the first problem is the fact that there is no national sports policy on ground that can drive this developmental agenda.
When Nigeria had it going in football, the academic house were a very strong point in picking talents. But now we have a problem with overaged players, and it has really given our sports a dip in terms of international reckoning. But let's hope that with more of this kind of initiatives, we can go forward from there.
Obviously, age cheating must be stamped out in Nigerian football in order to create a clearly identifiable and result-oriented development path, which Greensprings School is determined to achieve.
The camp is meant to further extend our reach into ensuring that we're able to affect the lives of the youth of Nigeria. So that's just one of the tools that we're using. Remember, we have the academic side, so that's a tool to use to reach the youth, and this is another one.
The football camp is open to young people all over Nigeria and beyond. So in a way, the first 2 editions of the football camp are only the beginning of what is to come in the future.
The Kanu program is about encouraging talented youngsters to come into an environment to have structured learning. If they're able to discover some talents here, we might be able to see them going on to more structured programs that will encourage them to become elite athletes and probably play for the national team.
Over the years, Greensprings has shown so much promise in talent development with different developmental programs, such as their weekend school sports program that takes place at the Union Bank Sports Complex in Surulere, Lagos. Interaction between the students and sports icons in Nigeria has sent sports aficionados like Marion Yale, Chika Chukwumerije, Kanu Wankwo and others visit the school to inspire and encourage the students. It came as no surprise when the school set up the first Greensprings Kanu football camp, which held from July 1st to the 7th of 2012.
We're very honored to partner with Mr. Kanu Wankwo to offer the opportunity to young footballers in Nigeria to participate in the football camp. We congratulate him on the successful launch of the Cardiac Center Project Funds. This is to ensure that many more children, Nigerian children with heart diseases can be attended to in Nigeria. Can we give him a round of applause?
The success recorded at the first edition encouraged football talents from all over the country and the United Kingdom to storm the Awuyaya campus on Friday, April 5th for the second edition of the football camp.
They told me that it was going to develop your skills, and I wasn't doing anything in England, so I just decided to come here to keep fit and develop more skills.
So the gates of the school were thrown open on Sunday, April 7th for registration of what might become the bedrock for future talent discovery and harnessing.
Some of the things we learned last time, we have to learn from our mistakes. We have to now put them right. And if you see, this year is more better than last year. At least this year now we have some Dutch coaches who came all the way from Holland, mixing with the English coaches as well we have here, and the local coaches. So the more important thing is to make sure they learn from the discipline side of it, learn from the football side of it, and learn how to compose themselves.
Looking at this environment and the organizers, at least I'm rest assured, at least the time will come where the kids will have to leave. So it's better you just try and expose them, while they are young, and make them mix with other kids from other backgrounds. And that will really go a long way, in assisting them to shape up to the environment at large. Let government, support initiatives like this, because when we were in secondary school, Principal's Cup was a very, it's something we always look forward to. We had the Principal's Cup, you play at the local level, you go to the state level, you go to the national level.
I love the program. It's a good, it encourages the children to meet with other peers in other schools. I love it. It's a good initiative.
I believe the school is a decent environment, and they will be responsible for the upkeep of the children and the care of it for 1 week. So if they have other children they care for year in, year out, it shouldn't be a problem putting the kid to their care.
Last year we did some skills that I've never learned before, and some matches and some good passes.
Hey, Mike! Can you go forward? Good lad.
The camp officially opened on the 8th of April with a colorful ceremony where the kids and their parents were introduced to English, Dutch and Nigerian coaches contracted to teach them all the basic rudiments of the game. Football action finally started in the evening as 135 kids from different schools and 10 others from the Lagos FA took to the field under the tutelage of the coaches who taught them football and the values of life in a relaxed atmosphere.
Okay, so if this player has the ball here, what might this player do here, this floater? Where might he move? To create more balance and different lines of pass.
This is the second edition, and from all indications we surpassed the first edition really by way of organization and improvement of what we intend of our goals. Now, what were our goals really? One of the things we have always stressed that this is also a social environment for the kids to develop in, and I think we achieved that tremendously this time around. Now, as regards footballing skills, for the first time, obviously the second edition, we've come with two different types of football styles. People that watch European soccer actually know the difference between the Netherlands football style and the English football style.
A critical appraisal of the training schedule of the week-long campaign revealed that training started on a slow pace. It light runs and fitness training. It further gathered momentum with footwork program, secured an air progress position, containment of the opponent, and rounded up with defensive attacking midfield play.
It has been awesome. I've improved on the weaknesses, as in the defending weaknesses. I've learned not to overlap that much. For me, it was better than last year. There were less people this year, so maybe next year it will be the best. So I thank Kanu Football Camp and Greensprings and the sponsors behind the project. I thank you very much. Thank you.
They teach us how to keep the ball possession. They teach us how to shoot. They teach us how to support, and they teach us how to become a second attacker.
I've learned how to increase my accuracy, how to learn how to pass, and how to shoot better. I've learned how to pass more accurately. I've learned how to scan from my back. I've learned how to, release the ball when it's time to, and how to open myself up.
However, the success story of the second Kanu Greenspring initiative was not limited to the boys alone. Some determined and talented girls also stepped up their game.
I've learned a lot of things, like how to turn, how to scanning, so on like that. Other trainings have been teaching us. I like everything.
Just because we are girls, they don't treat us separate or different from the boys. They don't separate us. They all treat us equally, and that will make us feel like challenging the boys. And if we challenge them and we beat them, it will make us feel good because we are girls and we feel weak when the boys are always teasing us. So since the Kanu Football Camp brought girls and boys together to play with each other, play ball and teach us skills and stuff like that, I really like the camp.
Despite the belief and confidence level of Cinderella, the coaches say more work is still required.
I think it's going to take a while before we see in this particular camp one complete player, because he needs to have all of those aspects to his game. For me, in the youngest group, there was a 5 to 8-year-olds group. They were the most outstanding talents were in that group, because that is where we need to focus our attention. Some of the older players have a lot of specific aspects of their game, but they're lacking particular elements where it may be a little bit too late for them. But the youngest group, I see some really exciting talents there, and talents that we in Nigeria, or you in Nigeria, can begin to groom. And if you can focus your attention on those players, you have potentially, in 10 years' time, a world-class side. So that is where I wanted to stay away this week from saying that this guy is going to be an EPL player at 16, 17. I think you should be focusing your efforts on the grassroots, the youngest players, and really making sure that all of those habits are the right habits that they get into, and you can build a well-rounded player who is committed, who makes the right decisions, who is physically able, which most of your players are, but is technically correct in everything he does. So I don't want to pick on individuals, but I would say that the youngest players are where we should be focusing our attention.
I think it would be very important to set up some kind of school structure, so that this school and the 4 or 5 other local schools, for example, could come together on a regular basis and compete in leagues. Structure in England in terms of a player gets picked up through a school, they go to a development centre, they go to an academy. If they're there for a few weeks and do particularly well, they may be kept on, and eventually, obviously, the carrot is then playing for the first team. There needs to be a similar structure here. So some of the boys that are playing at these soccer camp at the moment, and maybe they go into the schools, might get picked up by junior teams, and then to play for districts, and then play for clubs, and so on. There needs to be that pathway for boys to hopefully aspire to get in further and further up the ladder.
The response to the kids has been excellent. I mean, we've had loads of kids that are willing to learn, loads of kids that are willing to take part. The technical ability of the kids is good. The kids are excellent, they're willing to learn. They want to learn new skills and tricks and develop themselves as players to make it to an elite level, so it's been good. To the next level, I'd probably suggest maybe run 2 or 3 of these a year.
Well, I think there should be more kids here. If I was a parent in this area, or if I was a school teacher, I would be encouraging as many of my children to come to this camp as possible, because here we don't just develop players, we develop people. And I believe that I have a belief that each and every player that's been in my group and has worked with the other coaches this week has not only walked away a better player, they've walked away a better person. So I think more than anything else, we should get more kids here. We want as many children to have, the opportunity that these children have this week. So again, we want more children here next year. We want more coaches to come forward and volunteer, because not only are they contributing to the camp, they're contributing to their own development and the future of Nigerian football.
Judging from the enthusiasm shown by the kids, there is need to make the camp an annual event for rapid growth. However, this comes with hard work, doggedness, and a lot more.
The only way we can go ahead or build on what we have seen here is by getting more people involved. I mean, government should be involved to give them all the support, though I still believe that the private should be the drivers.
The budget for grassroots sports should be given to all the states and given to schools to develop, not the National Sports Commission to have the grassroots sports, and they don't have athletes. So where is the budget going to? That's the issue. The church funding should come to the states that are doing grassroots sports positively, and also school sports, associations, federations all over. It is important because